Today we're going to start setting up your reader's notebook, and this is how you need to set it up. Right now, have it flat out in front of you. You will have 5 different tabs, but we're going to do it tab by tab. Go ahead and open up your reader's notebook. Your first page will be for someday books. This will be the page that you'll write the books in that you're interested in reading. So whenever we show book trailers in class, or Miss Kelly the librarian book talks books, this is where you can write down the books of, ooh, I want to read those books. So you have a place for it. Now count out 2 pages. 1, 2. Okay, right here is where you're going to write in your vocabulary words. This is where you'll put the words as you're reading. If you don't understand the word or know what the word means, go ahead and write it down. Just list all the words that you don't know. And then once you finish the book, you can go back, pick out the top words that you really want to know more about, and write out the definitions of the words. Your teacher will give you further explanation of how they want you to do the vocabulary word list. Okay, next, count out 8 pages. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, this is your wow sentences section. This is you're going to write down the sentences that you just think are awesome sentences. You read them and you're like, wow, that is a great sentence. It could be descriptive. It could be the conflict gets solved and you can't believe that's how the conflict was solved, so you want to write down the sentence. It could be the type of sentence where it explains the title of the book. Anything like that. Just a sentence that sticks out in your mind and you think is awesome. Okay, now count out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So it was 15 pages that you needed to count out. This is going to be your read aloud section. In here, whenever your teacher reads aloud a book to you in class, this is where you can write down the certain information that they want you to write down. Okay, our first book that we're going to read aloud is Wonder. So you can go ahead and write down Wonder and the author's name. Okay, and here you'll put characters, you can talk about the setting, anything interesting from the book. I wrote things about the author because I was interested about the author and why she chose to write Wonder. So here's just anything that your teacher wants you to do with your read aloud, you can do it here. She might have questions she wants you to answer, things like that. Okay, now the next part is a little bit tricky. We're going to close our book again. And you know how in these composition books there's a part that just automatically separates yourself on its own. It's kind of the middle of the book where you open it up and the, I guess, lining or whatever it's called, just kind of, you close it and automatically opens up to that page. This is where you're going to put My Thoughts. This is your last tab. Your My Thoughts section is, as you're reading your independent choice novel, if something strikes you or you want to start talking about the characters, you can start talking about the characters, the setting, anything, the questions that just pop up as you're reading. For example, I was reading Legend and I was wondering, why is the temperature always listed whenever June talks? It always mentions the temperature about June. And so I went online and I researched it. And it's just because she wanted to show how more privileged June was than how Legend was. And so just any interest that you have, like with Legend, they talk about plagues a lot. I got interested in plagues, so I started researching plagues. This is just where you can put down your thoughts about the independent book that you're reading, whether it be characters or setting, anything like that. Okay, and that is how you need to set up your notebook.